Greetings, Gunslinger Posse, and welcome to Branded for September 18th, 2024, episode 42, My How Time Flies, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. He's Tom Manas, the head coach and general manager of the San Antonio Gunslingers. I'm Ralph Judkins, your host. And if you'd like to join the game tonight, join the team tonight, we ask you to like and subscribe on YouTube, like and follow on Twitter and Facebook, and sound off with a comment or question as Dustin Jackson. And Dustin Jackson is a person we wanted to recognize. You wanted to recognize.
I will in a second.
Okay, yeah. From Arizona, kicking us off with Let's Go. And my technical director telling me that everything looks good. We are in 1080p, Kevin. They upgraded it. So the standard plan is a good plan.
All right.
And so, Coach, any comments before we get started?
A couple things. We are having technical difficulty here tonight. Unfortunately, our remote, because we are at a remote location, is not working properly, and we're going to have on our guests that we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks, but we're going to still talk about him. I told him we're going to talk about him behind his back. So
right, because that's what we do.
That. The next one I wanted to say is Dustin Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson, correct,
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, Dustin. I just know him as Dustin. I'm sorry. Made this beautiful tumbler for me and actually tried to.
You want to hold it up to that camera there?
Track me down and.
Whoops, wrong one. That one. Yeah.
What room was that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And that's, yeah, I don't know what this camera thing, but it's a very nice tumbler. It's great. Customize it for me. And I wasn't able to see him in Vegas because I was running around in meetings and stuff. And he gave it to Pam, and Miss Pam brought it over for me today. And Dustin, thank you. And that just goes to show the people in the IFL. That's probably one of the biggest diehard Arizona fans you're going to find, and yet we found common ground on a bunch of different topics and become good friends. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, Dustin is one of those guys that, like I say, teams compete on the field, and he's a passionate fan for his team.
Right.
But organizations off the field should cooperate in a successful organization, and that's him cooperating.
Yeah, you would hope. Yeah, no, that's above and beyond. And thank you very much for that, Dustin, again. It's great. Matter of fact, we might steal your idea and start doing some branded gear. We were talking about doing some ball caps for branded, and we're going to be putting those up here in the next probably next month or so.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, and we're probably looking forward to the start of the first quarter.
Yep. Let's go.
All right, we'll kick this thing off. We'll be right back in just a moment. You're watching Branded live from Outback Steakhouse this week, and we'll be right back with the first quarter.
It's the high school football season, the most exciting time of the year.
That's right, Greg, and John Wayne Service Company is in on the action with Texas Sports Productions.
Watch and listen to the hundreds of games this season on the all-new TSP app, and vote for the John Wayne Player of the Game during the games and the John Wayne Player of the Week beginning on Sundays during the season.
Go to johnwayne.com to vote and be automatically entered to win a $10,000 home makeover.
Get in the game today with TSP
and John Wayne Service Company.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers in South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
Dependability. It's expected by our customers, and it's demanded by me. I personally guarantee the certified techs we send to your home and the equipment we install are dependable. John Wayne's American Pride comfort systems are designed specifically for San Antonio's extreme heat and humidity and come with a lifetime warranty. For comfort you can depend on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
It's like literally like hockey and football had a baby.
Type of action you'll never see in the NFL.
Let's go, Gunslingers! Let's go, baby! Woo! That's the best entertainment there is. Once you've been to a game, you're going to get hooked.
And welcome back to Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. Dustin Jackson coming back in and saying, you're welcome and thank you. And your son saying, hey, guys, good to see you. Lily and Mila say hi, Papu, and Mr. Ralph. I'm titled. I have Mr. Ralph. That's great.
Hi, girls. Miss you. Love you. See you soon.
Ronald Collier checking in saying, good evening, watching you. And Mark Yamaguchi joining us from Houston.
Can I ask y'all to do me a favor? Because we're getting a lot of people on the East Coast, down south, West Coast. When you first introduce yourself to the show every week or whenever, just put where you're at watching the show, so we get a handle on our demographics a little bit, and we can talk some things in your area too once in a while. So I think that'd be a nice way to go.
Well, Mark tells us he's from Houston.
I knew Mark was from Houston.
And we know Texas Beat, longtime fan of the show from Houston.
Yep.
Tina Myers-Haddad is not telling us where she is, but we know she's around.
I want to say Virginia. Tina, am I right? Is it Virginia?
Usually it is. And DJ Myers, probably up the road here in Austin, checking in.
Yep.
And Tina does, in fact, confirm from Virginia.
Yep.
And David Williams, a name you should recognize.
My man Dave.
Firebird DW from Victor, New York.
Yep.
And Ronald Collier checking back in from Gallatin, Tennessee.
There you go.
North up from Nashville.
How funny. So you got New York, Tennessee, Virginia, Houston. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's nice to hear from everybody, and we sure appreciate you following. We're over 100,000 in
total views. Yep.
And that's going to just keep getting bigger and better. We're going to do a lot of new things with the show, make it even better as we get into this off season more. Just a crazy time right now. I was telling somebody, I was telling Miss Pam today, I said, I haven't been to bed since Monday. It's one of those things because I've been dealing with some players that are overseas, and you want to get in their time zone, and then you look at the clock and you go, well, I got an 8 o'clock anyway, and it's already 5:30. I'm just going to
just keep on going.
So,
keep on going.
I'll probably pass out sometime tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully not behind the wheel.
And Susan Manas checking in from Michigan.
Yep.
Go figure.
Yeah, that's still good though, because Phil and her are in Michigan, and I know a couple of my old coaching buddies are in Michigan, and they watch. So yeah, it's a fun deal.
Dustin chiming in again saying, can the season start soon, please? Well, I can't start the season any sooner, Dustin, but I can certainly start the show. Go ahead, Coach.
I'm really, really close. If the season started tomorrow, or let's say next Saturday, I could probably field a team. So we're real close already.
Yep.
We're not, listen, we have an abundance of riches, and we're going to talk about that. And sometimes when you do that, you want to be humble about it, because it's only because of the athletes that we get to say stuff like that, and it's their trust in us and what we do and how we do it. And Don and James and the whole family, football family, does it. So we're pretty blessed. We'll just say that. You want to talk about free agency?
Yeah, well, I want to start with how your week has been. You got in town
Saturday,
just Saturday, and as you've told everyone in the pre that you haven't slept.
Yeah, not much. Sunday was kind of cool because I just got reorganized in the office and modified the board in my office and did those kinds of things, reconnected with the coaches about things, and then hit the ground running hard Sunday because that was the first day you could talk to people. So, probably had a dozen calls on Sunday, and then Monday was crazy. You could probably double that. And of course, Tuesday was even more crazy. And today was just a fun day because it was solidifying a couple things that I'm real happy about, which we'll share with everybody. Glad you're all watching because it's some pretty exciting news, actually. And I'm happy about it. So whenever you're ready.
Well, whenever you want to get started, because we're in the first quarter, what can we say at this point beyond the original 10? I guess it would recap that later, but what's news?
Well, we have several more returners coming back. Quan Stallworth is coming back. He signed. Austin Collier signed, and Colby Bird signed. So essentially, we have one defensive lineman and two offensive linemen. So we already have like 4 or 5 offensive linemen that are real good players that have committed to us. And we all know everything is driven by how the big guys play.
Right.
So extremely excited about that. Add him to Harvey and Hardy and all them. And, that's all good, positive stuff. Harvey's having, I want y'all to say a quick prayer for him. He's having a quick repair surgery on a shoulder. It's nothing major. He'll be back in time for the season in full strength, but we just want to make sure that he gets it done early. So I think Megan was talking to him, our trainer, and she said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Coach has had like 4 of those. It's no big deal." I don't know if that comforted him or not, but no, it was good. And then we have again, reminding everybody the rules. You cannot sign anyone who is with another team, but you can speak to them. Right. So I will just say this to start this. Our quarterback room is now full.
Right.
And I normally don't say anything until October 1st, but I know a lot of people are questioning, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And this one I kind of went on my own. And then after I did it, I called Coach Fuller and I said, "What do you think?" And he said, I like it. So I think we did real well. So we know that Caldwell's coming back. Caldwell's probably one of the stronger character guys on our team. He's a fantastic teammate. His family's involved. He's involved. He's a worker. He's like having another coach on the field. And then we were fortunate enough. Tina, are you sitting down? We signed Guy Myers
Today.
Officially today. Actually, Guy and I had been in talks for about a week, getting everything squared away. And we have a wide receiver, Myers, and we got a quarterback, Myers.
It's going to make it easy to call Myers.
Yeah,
Myers.
6'6", 220, strong arm, good athlete, good release, real high release. He's a good football player. He had a great breakout year last year with Carolina. So he did really, he merits this opportunity, we'll say. Okay. And then there was a player on Vegas that I really wanted. And it was kind of one of those deals where I could talk to him, but I wanted to get the deal done because he's that special too. And So I called Mike Davis up, and we worked out a trade for future considerations. And we signed Jorge. I'm gonna get his name. What is it?
Raina.
Yeah, it's Raina. I
R-E-
want to call him Raina. It's Raina. And Jorge, we hit it off like when we started talking a couple days ago. It was just a fantastic conversation. For those of you who don't really know him, he's not on your radar. He was the number 22nd ranked quarterback in the country, coming out of Fresno State for Division I football. I think all of football. And he had like close to 3,000 yards, and he had like almost 1,000 yards in rushing as well. And then, COVID hit. So he went to a couple teams in between, but I think with Coach Fuller, offensively working with him every day, I think the sky's the limit from him. So the bottom line is we're talking, bringing in 3 quarterbacks to compete for the starting position. And, and then we'll probably end up keeping 2. So the idea is that taking a different approach rather than calling out a QB1 early. I want to make sure that these guys understand that we're a performance-based organization, and I'm hoping they all come in and be the best version of them and make that job extremely uncomfortable to me not to keep 3. Okay, so.
And this has been the way previously as well. We've started the season not knowing for sure multiple times in Albany, for instance. And the quarterback emerged.
No one knew who Sam was.
Right.
I mean, Sam's a great quarterback, and no one knew who he was when we got him.
And he didn't start the first game.
No. And he actually worked his way and really progressed and turned into a really fine quarterback. Now, the other one is we have a couple players, well, I'd say 4, 5, 6. We have 6 players that on October 1st should be committing to us as well. And they're all very well-known names and exceptional at their craft. And that's when we're talking about our defensive side of the ball and our kicker. So
I'm really excited. We can't say anything right now, but I did already have a question. Dustin Jackson wanted to know, is Clifton Duck part of our cards for this year around? And I thought I knew the answer to that one.
Yeah, I said
so in a previous show.
I re-signed Clifton in the exit interview. For the season. I mean, Duck played great football. I just need to surround him with guys of equal talent and equal experience and do that. And in all fairness to the guys that we're not bringing back, I released a bunch yesterday so they can have an opportunity to start talking and signing with other teams and not waiting till October 1st. I think that's the right and fair thing to do. I wish all the coaches did that. And then there's a couple more I'm going to release this weekend. And, again, thank you to them, all those guys. They were a great part of what we did, and I'm appreciative. But it's time to move on and challenge for the championship in 25.
All right. I guess that'll do it for our first quarter then. And when we return, we'll be right back with more of Branded. I got to say, I really love the banner behind us. As usual, Jordan comes through.
Oh, no, Jordan did great. It's
at
too
the
bad
last,
you can't see it.
Yeah.
Trust me, people.
We've got,
this is not.
We got the Outback logo somewhere way off in the distance there. South Texas Spine and Surgical is behind us.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them in a minute.
Yeah.
Because we have another sponsor, Complete Care.
Yes.
That we're going to talk about as well.
At a return, and we'll do that when we come back. It's Branded. See you in a bit.
Reputation. It defines us. How we treat the customer contributes to our reputation. It's doing the right thing every time and never cutting corners. John Wayne's customers have rewarded us with over 15,000 five-star reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB. And for that, we thank you. John Wayne Service Company, our reputation is in every truck.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at carrabbas.com.
And welcome back to Branded for the second quarter. Comments coming back in. Tina Myers Haddad saying, I'm sitting coach. Thanks for giving Guy an opportunity, and he will give his all. Other comments from John Muller saying, Guy's going to kill it.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, we'll go back to that.
No, listen, Guy earned the opportunity. Nothing was given to him. He earned it. He went through the vetting process like a hot knife through butter. Him and his brother are cut from the same cloth. So they're both very high character guys. And then as far as, I watched every game he played last year before I made the commitment to him. And, I think with the right coaching and the players we have, we're going to surround him with on offense. I think he's going to do fantastic. So we'll see. It's up to him now. Got your foot in the door.
Yep. And what happens after that?
Right.
John Mueller saying, Guy's going to kill it. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right.
There's going to be a bit of a learning curve for him.
Yes.
There an unblocked linebacker charging at you, 4 DBs instead of 3, different defensive roles, different offensive roles, 2 high motion, just things that it's going to take a minute, But, he asked me when we were starting. I said, we're starting next week. What are you talking about? So Zoom calls, playbook, all that stuff. We're going to start with them after my son's wedding.
Every single opportunity that we can, as soon as we can.
Yeah, that goes for all the different position groups. So we're excited about that. Call in or write in with questions. I'd love to answer them today for sure.
Hey, Weston. Can I get you to stand over there for just a second? Because there's a question about Weston. There was a question about Weston. Right.
Hey, Weston.
Yeah, you'll have to get down. You'll have to get down and get low.
Weston.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, there you go. All right.
My gosh.
All right. This is for Texas Pete. Did we resign Weston? Well, there's Weston.
I got a lifetime contract.
Yeah. Yep. Lifetime contract. He says.
I know a couple guys that are checking their memos on that one. Hey, grab that helmet while you're up there, and let's talk about this for a second. No, you do it right over there. You can do it.
Yeah, and if you'd grab them, you're good.
Okay,
if you grab the microphone, you could talk.
Hey, let him do it.
All right.
Good.
Here's Weston with the helmet.
Okay, so we're starting an auction. Go ahead.
So tomorrow we have an auction, and it's going to run through the weekend. It starts tomorrow, 9 a.m., and it's going to run until Sunday at 6 p.m. It's on the same platform that we did the auction for the Outlaw jerseys.
Right.
So we'll be posting that link on all of our socials tomorrow morning. That way people can go on there.
What's the minimum bid on that?
It starts at 200.
Okay. And that's signed by everybody on
All
last
the
year's team,
2024
coaches
players,
too.
coaches.
Yeah, everybody's on there. That's a keeper.
Now
right there.
it's not a brand new helmet. It's a game worn helmet, so it's
Got
seen
scars
better
on it.
days for sure.
No, it's got scars on it. That's what you want.
But
though.
it's one of a kind.
Right.
I wouldn't recommend using it. It's probably not safe to wear in a game again, but
I don't think they do that with the autographs. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a nice keepsake. All
Yeah.
right, thanks, bud.
So check it out.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we got that in. Now, before we get into more football, I want to talk about a couple sponsors.
Ooh.
Okay, we're gonna have. I'm not gonna say anything. I swear. I got Jennifer looking at me. I'm not gonna say anything. I swear. No, stop. God, he's driving me nuts tonight.
I don't get to direct.
Okay, so what I was gonna say was that I'm not gonna talk about the one thing, but I do want to talk about Complete Care. That they did renew and are a partner of ours for 2025, which means I get to see Lori and the gang, and I'm excited about that. And I know Megan's excited about that because they do a lot for us. They're doing more. You can't not love that. And thank you, everybody over at Complete Care. And we're going to make sure Collie's over there, and that's their guy. They love him, right? Okay, good.
Great commercial.
Now, there is another huge announcement that's going to be made in the next week to 10 days, 2 weeks, regarding one of our sponsors. And we're excited about that. I can't wait to talk about it, but I can't, unfortunately, yet. It's a great thing, and it shows our real value. It shows our real value as not only a football team, but also as a business and a good business partner. So I'm excited about that. Stay tuned for that one. That'll be a biggie. And of course, next week I know we don't have a show because I'm in the air when the show's on. But the following week, we should be able to announce a ton of players, where they're from, what they're on. And I'm going to make sure that we have remote set up so we can have on multiple players. We'll probably have 5-6 players on that night. So that way everyone gets to meet people and do that, all the new signees and a couple of the old ones as well. So, we're going to keep doing it. Now, we had a couple questions.
Yep. And
I think Dave asked a question, right?
And the first question was about basically the last few days. Have you made more calls out, or have you had more players calling you?
Okay, and again, I want to say this to help young men that are trying to get on a team. If you text me and you're not able to pick up the phone and call me, don't be angry, because your generation texts, my generation talks. Okay, we want to talk to you on the phone. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your voice inflection. I want to hear your vocabulary. I want to hear, because I told you that one guy who called, hey dude, and blah blah blah, that kind of thing. I want to engage with you to hear your story and why you want to come here. The other side of that is, if you don't have my number and you go to Facebook and you get it, or you get it from somebody else, players all talk and get numbers and things like that. Introduce yourself. Tell me who you are and why I should look at you. I think I got over 100 texts on Sunday, and I think I'm somewhere around 51 calls, I think is what I put on my board that I received. And then I probably made another 50 myself. So, you got to remember, there's a lot of guys that came out that wanted an opportunity, and there are a lot of guys coming out that want an opportunity, and guys that were with other teams, other leagues that want an opportunity. And the overall thing, which is really crazy to me, the overall thing is, I will just say this. There are some great coaches. There are great franchises around. Nobody, and I will put this up against anybody, goes above and beyond the way we do to treat you like a pro football player. Not a semi-pro football player, not a football player that, has maybe gone through a few franchises that didn't treat him real well. That's not us. Everything that Don Rackler, James Stubing do is first class. Everything I do is going to be professional football. My staff, professional football. You got to go to meetings. Yeah, you're accountable at practice. Yes, you have to have we have a uniform dress code, even at practice. yes, we do things the right way. If you don't want to do that, quit texting me. And the other thing is this: don't call me up and tell me how you need to get your respect. That's why you're looking. And I appreciate.
You really have people telling you that?
I had one person tell me
Oh.
that, and I've had multiple people. The first thing they say is, "How much am I making?" I go, "It's the IFL. It's capped."
Right.
And if the first words out of your mouth are about money, we're not interested
Right.
in you. If
Yeah,
the
we're not
first
gonna
words
try.
are, I want to hear that you have a passion and love for football, that you have a strong work ethic. We're a God family football based organization. I said this last week. I'll say it again. I would never discriminate against anybody who doesn't have the same faith as me, but you might want to pick another team because you might not feel comfortable here, because we're not changing for anybody. We're going to stand up and put our hand on our hearts for
Yeah.
the national anthem, and we're going to get on our knees when it's time to pray.
And in case you missed it, look at the back of the helmet. I mean, we've kind of put ourselves out there.
Which I insisted on that, is that I wanted a cross on our helmet. I think we're the only team besides maybe a religious based university, but I think we're the only professional football team that has the guts to put a cross on our helmet. And that includes every league. And I may be wrong, but as far as I know, I've never seen it, and we're proud to wear it. And, so that's what I'm saying. If you're not that kind of guy, you probably don't want to come here.
You're not our kind of guy.
And here's the thing. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good you are. I don't. Listen, we had 70 guys go through the program last year between cuts, injuries, this and that. We didn't have a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
You tell me where you get 70, 20 some odd year old guys and you don't have so much a traffic ticket. We don't have the problem with drugs. We don't have the problem with alcohol. We don't have the problem with philandering. We don't have a problem with all this other stuff, because these are the kind of guys that come in that you would be proud to call your son. And so with that organization mindset, really, trust me, I've done my homework on you already. You should do your homework on us as an organization. But I will tell you, 95% of the people who reached out is because they saw our Facebook, they saw the stuff that Robert produces, that, our gear that Weston's selling, our Jennifer's out doing her sponsorships and partnerships. They hear about Megan being, our trainer, and that we have 3 full-time trainers most of the time on site, our training room and all that. And by the way, Megan, I got some really good news for you regarding the training room coming up. So, we're always trying to get better, because I think if you get comfortable, there's a danger of being stagnant, and
complacency kills.
Yeah, I think so. I do. And I think that goes, I really want to do, it doesn't have to be a full hour, but I'd like to sacrifice one show and maybe make it 30 minutes long and talk to players about how to get recruited and how to do it. Because there is a process. When you send me a highlight reel, you're showing me only when you did good. I want to see when you did bad too. I want to see when you did bad on a play, and then I want to watch the very next play and see if you recovered and you did your job. I want to hear who coached you. I want a resume. Here's who I was in college. This was my coach. Oh, by the way, here's his phone number. I was coached by Mike Davis in Las Vegas. Okay, great. I can call Mike and ask him about you. And if you're uncomfortable with a coach calling another coach about you, you're probably not your highlight reel, as we'll just say, right? So, hey, look, we've all got scabs. We've all had times when, we wish we could take back. That's not even the issue. The issue is, how have you progressed from that point to then? Did you guys see that article about Michael Vick that came out yesterday?
No, I've tried to turn a page on that personally, but
I think Michael Vick, he's turned it around. I think he's a good guy. But they interviewed him. And they said, you came back after doing 2 years in prison, and you came, and, how are you doing now? Are you having to resort to that hood life, or are you doing? He goes, I make 6 figures in my pension, my IRA's capped, my this, and I got, I have an annuity, I have this, and and I said, good for you, because it would have been easy at that point to just collapse.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, hey, if we are a Christian-based organization, we're the home of second chances then too, right? But there's certain things that have to go along with it. Show a history of change.
Right.
Show a history that you've developed into the player that you want to be, or the person you want to be, and show us.
Well, we'll have more questions when we come back.
We got a lot there
for the third quarter. When we return, you're watching Branded from Outback Steakhouse, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, as we roll on.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
Call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Hey San Antonio, are you tired of the same old chain pizza that tastes like cardboard? I thought we were done eating paper in school. Maybe not. It's up to you. At Matanga's, we bring you flavors that are authentically Texan. We're talking about fresh dough that we made in store every single day. We're talking about cheese that's shredded in store for that authentic cheese flavor. We're talking about brisket because this is Texas, y'all. We're talking about our Texas roll. Can't get those anywhere else. We're talking about Texas ranch because when you put jalapenos and ranch together and you dip it in with pizza, just drink it. Lastly, we got a pothole pizza because we had to name a pizza after our roads. You know what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see you soon. Find a Matanga's near you.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And welcome back to Branded for the third quarter, as we are fueled by your questions. Mark Yamaguchi was commenting earlier on in the show about releasing the players so they could go and potentially get some traction elsewhere, at least start conversations elsewhere now rather than waiting for the official deadline. Mark Yamaguchi said, sounds like you're announcing the releases with a very heavy heart, Coach. We know that you'll give them your support to help them find another opportunity.
Well, unfortunately, outside of someone calling me, I just do not have the time to go out and try to get other players' jobs that I just released. That being said, I bring it up in every conversation I have with coaches that, hey, we've got some really good guys that you want to take a look at, da, da, da. And I encourage any coach listening to this, if you have a question on one of our players that we did release, call me, because I don't think I can say a bad word about any of them. Okay.
Well, we signed them in the first place, so we know they're good character guys.
Right. Well, it's not just the character. I think they're really good football players too. I just think that they, we bore the responsibility of giving them that 1 year experience. Right. So now someone can capitalize on it and take advantage of the fact that we did that. So I think I don't think these guys are going to be out of work long. Let's just say that. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them on the board starting tonight. But yeah, it's the worst part of the job, man, because we've all sat in that chair across from our head coach and the GM, and if you played long enough, you got cut somewhere. You got released, and I remember sitting in Monty Clark's office, and I bawled like a baby. I thought my football days were over, and he was tearing up. Um, Monty was a great guy, and he was tearing up, and I'm tearing up, and it's never fun. It's never fun, and I don't care what level you're at.
And another question or comment here from Dave Williams, talking about experience, since we were talking about those that have been experienced. How many veterans do you have signed at this time?
I don't know. I haven't even looked. I'm being totally serious. I mean, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's 15. I don't care if it's 18 vets. Because, like I've said to everybody, your roster you put together in September, October looks completely different in March.
Right, because we got to see it on the backside of camp.
Well, no, and
we got to see who shows up.
No, I'm saying, yeah, even before camp, it's guys calling you up and saying, "Hey, coach, I signed with the CFL. Hey, coach, I'm going to the AFL. Hey, coach, I met a girl. Hey, coach, I got a great job." You know, I'm talking to a young man right now who I think is just great. I bring him in tomorrow, and he's not sure he wants to play football anymore. And he's young and he's talented, and he's home now with his wife and his child, and he's got a good job, and he's wondering, if that's it. But he's been with some organizations that, he's felt that if this is what it's like, I don't want to be here. And I keep trying to reassure him we're not like that, but you got to go on your own life experiences. And I don't want to talk someone out about not being home with your wife and kids if that's what you really want. But I also think it's a sin if you have talent left and you just forego it. Because I told him, I said, what's going to happen, right? And I go, 2 years from now, you're going to be watching a football game and
You're going to feel it.
And you're going to feel it. And you're going to, then it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And that doesn't make you a great husband. That doesn't make you a great father when you have regret. There's ways of making it work. I was away from Miss Susan, over 200 days last year. And we made it work. If I couldn't go home, I couldn't go home. So that was the sacrifice I made. But that didn't mean I couldn't bring her here. And she would spend a week here, a week there. And we kept it going and never been more in love than we are now. So, it can be done if you both put the effort into it. So
lucky guy.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
Very lucky guy.
Our masked man of San Antonio, who's hoping to get a tryout one of these days as
he's still trying to get that job, huh?
Yep. Says would love to see a twin brother duo on the team. And
does he got a brother too?
No, I don't. Don't know about that.
Oh no. I will tell him, listen, I'm going to give you the best advice I could give you as a mascot and wanting to be a mascot for the San Antonio Gunslingers. Don't call me. Don't call Don. Don't call James. Don't call April.
Right.
April handles operational stuff. She handles the cheerleaders. That would fall under the auspice, I'm sure, of her thing. Yep. I hope I'm not overstepping, April, if you're listening. But and if she can't use you specifically, I'm sure there's roles she can put you in to suffice everybody. His need to be involved, our need for someone of his passion and talent. So, like I said, it's a different thing. I think this year, though, hey, Weston, we are having a legitimate mascot this year, correct? Wasn't that discussed?
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, nobody's saying anything. They're all tight. It's a secret now. So, but I again, you got to remember when we do this with the mascot, who really benefits from the mascot? Other adults or kids?
Well, it's for the kids.
Right. So sometimes that's why you see the animated mascots all around professional sports. Is because the kids can relate to,
a guy walking around with a really big head.
Yeah. Like we had a lion in Detroit, and then they came up with a baby lion. And the baby lion really got the kids going. And then we had the mama lion. We had the mama lion, the daddy lion, and the baby lion. And it was crazy because Detroit's never had cheerleaders. The Lions.
I did not know that.
No, we used to use high school cheerleaders and rotate around the city and have them come in and do games. But we the Detroit Lions never had cheerleaders.
Hmm.
And I don't think, like, do the Steelers have cheerleaders? Do the Eagles have cheerleaders? I think there's other teams that probably don't, but they all have mascots. So we'll see. That's an April question.
And we will find out more when we return. Don't forget, folks, you could still send in your questions and comments, and that'll wrap us out of the third quarter.
Yep.
Masked Man did chime in. Even if I don't, I'll still be out there in my getup and put smiles on faces of the unofficial mascot. Yeah, I appreciate what he does.
I do too. I think he's fantastic.
The passion and
I mean, you wish you could translate that into a football player.
Yes.
So I get it.
And we'll be back with the fourth quarter and any additional comments that you have. Oh, Mark Yamaguchi. Could I wear my samurai armor and be a mascot?
Sure, for somebody else. What does that say? Any news?
This one just came in. Dave Williams saying, any news on any new teams joining the IFL for 2025? How many teams are you predicting will play in the IFL next season?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Unofficially, well, it's going to be either 17 or 16. Freight came in.
Right.
They are definitely doing their thing. I'm pretty confident it's going to be 17. But with 17 teams, it's not a big deal if somebody doesn't play somebody. You know what I mean? So it's not unreasonable. I know there's other teams that have been approaching. Hell, they call me up and ask me what I think. These owners that want to buy teams, and I call Todd and I give him the information and the phone numbers, and so there's a lot of interest. I would be very surprised if by 2026 there's not 20 football teams in the IFL. I'd be shocked if there wasn't 20 in that. And if there is, boy, would it be cool to have 4 divisions.
Boy, that would be nice.
Yeah,
certainly better on travel.
Well, 4 divisions and
let California play California
and crossovers and all that kind of cool stuff. And I just think if you got 20 teams, you could probably pull that off. So anyway,
all right. Well, we'll pull.
Quarter,
yeah,
right?
We'll pull out of this quarter, and we'll be right back. You're watching Branded from Outback Steakhouse, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Quality. Here at John Wayne, it's not just a word, it's our foundation. From the people we employ, to the service that's provided, to the equipment that we design and install, quality matters. For nearly 20 years, providing quality Texas comfort to the San Antonio area communities has been our highest priority. For quality you can count on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
Hey, what can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care. official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
What now?
And welcome back to the fourth quarter here from Outback Steakhouse.
Steak. Not
Steak.
State House.
State House. That's up the road in Austin. Yes.
What?
At the Days of Allah location, as we look out the window and see traffic whizzing by on
Thanks
the
for
I-10.
thank you for having us. They've been great. I mean, you don't know what it's like. Like I said, my window's right where the guys eat. And when it's Outback Day, when they bring in a catered lunch, we bring in a catered lunch every day for the guys. And when it's Taco Tuesday and Outback Day, the line starts as the guy's unloading the food.
Right.
So, yeah. And he doesn't skip. I mean, we've had steak, shrimp. I mean, he does it up when he brings lunch. So we're really grateful to them. Thanks for being our host tonight. Sorry about the technical stuff, everybody. Next time you see us. Jen, do you have any idea where we're going to be next time?
I don't.
Good.
On October 2nd, that's when we'll be doing our next show.
You would like to go?
Yes.
I have
My
ideas.
house.
Yeah.
No, I actually, October 2nd, I'll be at my house because I don't come back until the following week. And then when I come back, I was hoping that maybe we could do something at that person we can't talk about's place.
Okay. Or we could have that person that we can't talk about show up at wherever we're at.
Yeah. I'm going to make it an hour away and then cancel.
Deal. Make sure you tell her what happened.
I know. I was going to meet my new orthopedist today, and I, planned all this, bought my plane tickets, make sure I'm in town, time it with free agency. It was a work in progress. Thank God Jen was helping me. She was trying to get all the dates, times, everything scheduled. Megan got me the appointment. She's staying on top of stuff. And then what happens, right? So today was the big day. So I hadn't slept, and I said, that's okay. Shower, got dressed, went to the office, left the office, drove in rush hour people, 8:30 in the morning. What's that tell you in San Antonio? It took an hour and like 10 minutes to get there, not counting the drive from the ranch to the office. So about an hour and a half of driving. I walk in, I said, hi, I'm here to see Doctor. And they go, oh, he's not in today. He's at his other office. And I went, what? Hello? Is this on? And it was, and we've all had that. And it was just a little screw up, but which is funny because the CEO of that was the one that arranged it for me. And so I have points in the bank with her. So I love them to death, and the girls were great. We rebooked, and it's all good stuff. So excited about working with this new organization, and not just me personally, but our team as well. So, and we'll get into all that by the next show.
Yep.
I'm hopeful that we can do that. And you know what? We can have her come on remote.
That's true.
That way she doesn't even have to drive. She can do it right from her desk.
That's true.
But I want to get that out of the way. All right.
Got more comments coming in, Coach.
Okay. Well, I want to finish with I want to finish with a couple things real quick. We're
All right.
talking about the sponsors. Before we get into all these, I'm telling you, we have, like any professional sports team, you have limited inventory. Okay. So the inventory you might have for a professional sports team gets gobbled up because everyone wants the primo inventory when they become a sponsor, right? Jen and I have been working on some stuff with trying to broaden that a little bit. And one of those things are commercials. So I'm going to put this out here. Let's say you're a business that can't do an exorbitant, sponsorship for a professional sports team. We can work out a commercial package for you that not only would be on this show, but also on our broadcasts, depending on what you buy. And I'll tell you what, you could be a muffler shop. You could be, the biggest attorney in town. There's room for everybody when you start talking about doing that. And our social media kills it. And, even by the show standards, national accounts, I encourage you to call Jen, because national accounts, you just heard it tonight. We have people watching us from all parts of the United States. And then once YouTube hits, it triples and quadruples. And then we were in syndication, then it gets seen again and again. And those are great opportunities for people. And now's the time to do it. Don't wait until it gets close, because all the good stuff's going to be taken. It really is. And I'm just being straight up with everybody.
And I'd advise those national sponsors to take a look at our show history, that we've been consistent, reliable, and on the air every single week.
Yeah. Unless there's a travel,
unless there's a real compelling reason.
Right.
We'd rather be on the air than off it. I got some comments to run through here if I can.
Yeah.
Daibo Johnson, apparently a prospective player, saying, "What's up, Coach? And we'll see you at the tryouts."
Hey, on the tryouts, listen, guys, when you register, finish the entire process, because I don't want you to come through and you did everything and you think you're registered and pre-registered, but you didn't pay. If you don't pay, you can come in. It's just going to cost you a little bit more on the day of, because we have to process you. Okay. If you do it now, you save yourself some money. The other thing is, make sure you completely fill out your information. So if there's an interest prior to camp or prior to the tryouts, I have a way of getting a hold of you, because I get every one of your applications. I go through them and I get them in my email box every day. So make sure you're doing that. Okay.
And South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital is the sponsor, Jen is telling me.
Well, they're not only the sponsor for the event, the tryout. They're doing it up right. They're flying in our coaches. They're doing all the stuff that's associated with it, the jerseys. And then Outback is providing. When have you ever heard of this? You come to a tryout, you're going to get an Outback Steakhouse lunch. That's incredible. So that's the kind of partners we have, and we're so grateful for them. And that's just going to keep getting bigger and better, because the word's out. The CEO I had dinner with on Monday said to me, the thing that I'm so impressed with is, when you got here and you started and you wanted it to be a certain way and you wanted it to be that, and now it's really a thing. Like, the gunslingers are really a thing. And I said, oh, thank you. That's a joint effort. We all committed to this year that we were going to really do that. But she said, you went from, hey, that's kind of cool, to now you're relevant. And for a business owner, a CEO of a multi-million dollar organization to say we're relevant, it's a huge thing for us. And that's, I wanted. And again, Angie, God love you. Thank you so much for all you do, not just to try out. And we're excited about our relationship with them.
Dustin Jackson, who's been on the show quite a bit, asking a random question. I'm not sure why. Where will you be, Coach, on November 5th? I'm not sure why he's asking that question.
No, it's the 6th, isn't it? Is it the 5th? Oh, it is the 5th. Yeah, I will be in Michigan, and I will be voting.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get into politics at all.
Right, because
all I'm going to say is just don't believe the BS and vote for Trump. Okay, go ahead.
John Mueller just says he has more respect for the IFL and the NAL than the NFL, because the NFL is all politics, not players.
Yeah. I you know what? That's very kind sentiment, but there's much more to it, I guess, is what I would say, because any league has its, guys that you want to kind of roll your eyes at, right? But the NFL is a huge business, and it is a multi-billion-dollar business. But I want to make it really, really clear too. The NFL does so. You're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in donations and hundreds of $1 million to causes and youth fitness and healthcare, and all the things that they do. And for the most part, these owners don't need to do anything, and they choose to do those things.
Right.
So it's a fine line. It is. And trust me, here's the problem though. I'm sorry, who sent that?
That was John Muller.
John. Okay, John. So here's the thing. To me, everyone loves football, but no one loves the business of football. Okay. Football is a business that has a balance sheet. Football is a business that has a human resource department. Football is a business just like any other corporate America business. The only difference is the assets are the athletes versus the assets of machinery or buildings or brick and mortar. Okay. Without the athletes, you don't have pro football.
Right.
You just don't have it. In the IFL, in the NAL, when they start thinking that way, like we think our assets are our players, just like the NFL does. But it's a two-edged sword. Now you got to have the athletes committed to being a part of that business and understanding balance sheets and understanding workman's comp and understanding those things. You're going to say, well, they shouldn't, they just, you pay them to play. No, we pay you to be an employee to play, just like in the NFL. Those are employees, and they can be terminated at any time. And it's because if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have pro football. You got to have the business of football to go with football. And I hate the business of football, but you have to have it, or you wouldn't have anything. And sometimes the ones that we dislike the most are the ones that are the most verbal. So.
Well, I've got a comment here you're probably not going to like all that much, or at least will probably generate a big, hard eye roll. Mark Yamaguchi says,
God.
You might want to call this podcast the Coach and Ralph Show. You both make it so enjoyable and entertaining.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Next.
Okay. No.
Now, something that is going to happen is Jordan Stubing chiming in saying the second Halloween jersey, because we already did one Halloween jersey, coming soon, featuring a Texas horror classic, and we can show it in the next show. Man, there's a lot of things to look forward to on that show on October 2nd.
Jordan, I have a sponsor getting in the wings. Start producing a design for a branded hat, baseball cap, if you would. I haven't talked to Jordan since I've been back. I know he's swamped. I've been swamped. I miss him. Miss him and April and the gang and Morgan and all them. And but we're and here's the other thing. I know how many people out there, since Jordan's on, how many people out there want hooded sweatshirts? Yeah, chime in, everybody. I got the whole room raising their hands. Okay, a hooded sweatshirt, because the people in Michigan that watch the show will buy them. The people in New York will buy them. The people in Virginia will buy them. Okay.
Right.
They'll buy them. And for a month here in Texas, you can wear one.
Yep.
But no, people are driving me nuts with that. When are you guys going to have, so.
And here's another question that I'm glad some people in the ownership family are watching. Mass Man of San Antonio asking, does anyone know when the Gunslinger season ticket watch party is?
That's probably a Jen question.
Yep.
It's usually a few weeks before our first game.
So,
well, okay. Now, when you say that, we're in camp.
Yeah.
Right? So are you saying around camp time?
Yeah.
Okay. Around camp
there we
time.
go. Around camp time. There it is. Let's see what else we have coming in. Jordan saying, I'm working on it, I promise. I think that's in response to the hoodies.
Yeah, Jordan, I'm good with it, but I'm telling you, people are driving me nuts. They really are. They want them bad.
And James Palmer says he wouldn't wear it, but he's local, and it would probably get warm.
120 degrees here all the time. You'd die in a hoodie here.
Yep. And Texas Pete says tank tops and coffee cups.
Yeah. Yeah, tank tops. We need more girls' tank tops. And what else? Because I get that a lot too. Oh, and long sleeve tees are another one.
We had a long sleeve design that was very popular, sold out.
No, the camouflage one I wear all the time.
Yep.
But I'm saying people really love the long sleeve tees too. My son is a great example. He's a fly fishing guide, and he's out in the sun all day.
Yes.
And if you look at him, he looks like, he's got the face mask on. He's got the long sleeve. They wear gloves because, trying to prevent getting skin cancer because you're out there all day. So I know a lot of people like those as well. And they're so lightweight.
And we have a famous celebrity asking a question. The recently announced retired Jonathan Bain asking, how do I get my hands on a hooded sweatshirt?
Well,
Jordan,
we gotta make one.
There you have it.
first.
Yeah. Jordan, listen up.
Jonathan and I are having some really good conversations. Not about playing. Jonathan, a lot of people don't know this. I'm not going to give out his medical history, but he had a pretty serious injury.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm just so glad that he's good and happy. And get ready, America. Jonathan Bain's moving to San Antonio, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited about it. I get to see my buddy.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got to see him briefly at the last home game. Very excited to see him after that hit that he took, walking around fully functional.
Yeah.
Looking to, and yeah.
Remember, I said we're not going to talk about his medical history.
Yep.
Rough.
Yep.
No, I'm just saying is that he's doing fantastic, and I'm just excited he's going to be local, so we can go get some barbecue.
Yep. Jonathan chimed in saying, God is good. I appreciate the love, fellas. And Jonathan, you are 100% correct all the time.
All the time.
Masked Man of San Antonio, since apparently it's time to talk about potential merchandise ideas on the show for the fourth quarter, I think we need more long sleeve shirts, car flags, and banners. Jordan's listening.
Yeah. I mean, the flag he did, that's hanging at my house in Michigan underneath my American flag. And it's been there since the day they came out, and it's doing great. And we get some wins off the lake, and we love it. I would love to keep going with the flags. I really want to do something with a Texas flag and our logo somewhere in there. I want to do that. I think that there's some great opportunities for some merchandising ideas. I think the hats are always great. I think the lighter clothes are obviously for us here are great. The tank tops, the long sleeve tees, just the regular jerseys that he makes so good. But the hoodies for Christmas is what I'm talking about. I know a lot of people that would order hoodies for Christmas for not only themselves, but as gifts.
Comments on the flag continuing to come in. Samantha Whitehead said, the ones you gave out at the game, my son is hanging in his room. He loves it.
Yeah. And I'm telling you what, it's hanging in Michigan weather, and it's doing fine. It's crazy. I thought that thing would have been shredded by now. It's doing good. And it's up there about 30 feet. So
Texas Pete with a comment, making sure for the clothing that we put the IFL logo also on our clothing. We're not going anywhere. It just makes sense.
No, I wore a quarter zip today, and I forgot that it's the one I used to wear for games. But now, I recycle them. If I wear them for games now, they're just like work gear, and that kind of thing. And it's Adidas, which, by the way, everybody, we're going to Adidas next year in the IFL. And on this side, it had the outline of the state of Texas. And on this side, it had the IFL logo. And I really liked that a lot. And then it had our logo on the chest and had my name on it and stuff. And I liked it enough where I wore it just about every game. And those kinds of things where you have a league logo and a state logo, because like when I'm going through airports, the first thing they do is they look at my chest and they see the logo. And I can't tell you how many times Homeland Security, TSA, has asked me if I was part of a shooting club.
Right.
And then I say,
why don't you have any check firearms?
Then they look and they see the IFL logo, and then they see the Texas thing. And so it's kind of, and they put it together. And one of the ladies today that I ran into, I think it was for lunch, she had asked me about, well, what kind of football is it? And she wasn't familiar with it. And before I finished explaining, she goes, how do we get tickets? Yeah. And I said, well, your first one will be on me. And then, it's up to you at that point. And so she took my card and she's going to call, and her and her son are going to come to a game. But, and that's what you want to do, is you want to create and cultivate your fan base. I want minimum 5,000 people at games next year. And I get it. It's tough. And we're working on that, but it's a tough deal right now economically. But where else are you going to go and have that kind of time with your family? It's not like you go to a movie and you can't talk to each other.
Right.
Right. You can go to a football game and get all crazy and have fun and yell and scream and talk and have a hot dog and have a soda pop and
sign up,
yourself.
maybe kick a field goal.
Yeah. Hey, I love that deal.
Oh,
and apparently the fans do too. So, yeah.
More stories about flags. Mark Yamaguchi saying his flag was flown in his last tournament where winds reached 50 miles an hour, still flying, but battle scarred.
Yeah.
James Palmer says his son, the flag is in his dorm room in college.
I know. I saw that. I saw a picture of that. Actually.
Yep. And to wrap these up, mine's hanging up in my classroom.
Yeah.
And it's visible from the door.
I think they're just a great way of showing your support, and I think, Jen, am I correct in assuming, and this is probably an April question, but we are doing a cheerleader calendar this year too, aren't we?
A cheerleading camp? Calendar? Rumor has it, yes. April's watching.
I'm sorry?
I said rumor has it, yes, sir.
Yeah, rumor has it we're going to have a cheerleader calendar. That would be something really cool. And I want to do a players calendar like the firemen do.
Yes. Either that, at least an auction. We can auction a player.
No.
Take all the single guys and have a bachelor auction. Is that what you're going for here?
I don't know if you want to auction humans in the South.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't
That's
think
why
that's
it's a bachelor auction for a date. Yeah, a date thing.
Yeah. No. I'm not involved in that, everybody.
Oh, I've got another question and a huge announcement, folks. The quick question is, Ronald Collar's asking, where can we buy a jersey with a player name on it?
Well, I think the auction ones had the names on them. Right?
Yeah, those sold out, gone.
Wait a second. I'm asking the guy who sells them.
We've got more sets of jerseys.
Yes. Right. We do, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we have some. Call Weston. He'll hook you up. There are jerseys that are available with players' names on the back.
And there. I'm not going to miss that one at all. Eric Anthony asking, how about a staff calendar?
I don't know that you want
to see us. I'm sorry, what?
How about a staff calendar?
A staff calendar. Who asked that?
Eric Anthony did.
Eric, I'm not even talking to you anymore.
Oh,
okay, go ahead.
All right, so here's the big announcement that just hit a moment ago in comments. If you're not in Facebook watching us.
So read the comment and I'll explain it though.
On the note of family entertainment, we have gotten rid of the box office fees on game days.
So we did not even know this. What was happening was people were going in and buying a $15 ticket, and they bought a $15 ticket. And when they went to pick it up and pay for it, it was ending up being $25. And
Ouch.
It was because the arena was charging a ticket fee on top of our ticket cost. We weren't aware of that. I talked to James the other day, and whether it was the air or whether it was legit, they took it off immediately. So there's no longer that. April, thanks for bringing that up, because that is so important right now with money being tight for everybody. You buy a ticket, it's face value. It's what it is. And there's no extra fees associated with it.
Oh, and April chiming in to remind something that just hit social media today. The 6-shooter audition prep class as well is posted in our socials. I just don't remember the specifics on that, but
It's in our social media. Though.
It's in Facebook and I'm sorry, say that again.
September 29th, if I'm not mistaken.
September 29th.
Confirm it. Just go to our Facebook page, and it's. I saw it today. I saw the graphic today on it, and it's doing good.
All right.
So yeah, that's. yeah, April does a great job with the girls, and the girls do a great job for us. And yeah,
Great,
so,
great ambassadors of the brand.
Yeah,
love
April.
the
Since
footage.
you're on, are we doing a calendar for the 6-shooters this year? We're waiting. We're waiting.
We don't see a
We're
type. We
waiting.
don't see the bouncing.
So, well, and the thing
ellipsis.
about it is, April's she's got all the kids. It's a school night. And I'm sitting here bugging her about a calendar.
Yep.
So, suffice to say, no, I'm sure we're going to have something special.
April just sent me the schedule on the prep classes. September 29th.
September 29th is the prep
October
class.
26th.
October 26th.
No one's going to remember
November
this.
16th.
And November 16th. So please refer
Joe,
to
write that
social
down?
Yeah. Yeah. Get that on social media.
Just go on social media. Yeah.
Samantha.
Social media. She
Yep.
asked us to tell. I did my job.
So April said if it's up to her, we're absolutely going to have a calendar. We're working on getting a sponsor for the calendar. So I'm sure that's going to take place. And the nice thing about it is, again, advertisers and partners, there's something that hangs up for somebody for 12 months out of the year. You know, here's the other thing. I'm going to start a new campaign. I have not told anybody about this, and I don't care if anybody says yes or no, I'm doing it anyway. Okay.
This is going to be fun, folks.
Yeah. This is how I get fired.
No idea what
All
he's gonna
kidding aside, here's my new campaign, and I'm gonna get with Morgan and come up with some graphics, and I'm gonna really push this. Okay. We keep stressing the point that people love the NFL, people love football. We keep stressing the point people love indoor football, right? So here's my initiative, and I'm going to create a banner and a shirt and a hat that goes with it, and it's going to say no off season, because there really isn't an off season, right? You can go from the NFL and the indoor football to summer leagues. If you're really a diehard, you can follow European, you can follow Mexican football, you can follow Canadian football. You can do all those different things. So football has no off season, right? And we're a big part of that. And so if you do love football, we're a great opportunity for you in those 6 months that you have to wait for football to come back. 5 months, 6 months. Yeah. So no off season. You like that?
I like it. And did you know they're playing football indoor in China?
They have been for 25 years. But
I just became aware.
I'm going to talk to you about the AFL in China. Okay.
Do we want to hold that from the next show?
No, just take
Okay, here we go.
When you watch it, when you would watch it on TV, they never showed the crowd.
Right.
Right. So I don't know if the cameraman coughed or what, but the camera went up. There's one guy. There was like one guy in an arena that probably held 25,000 people in the whole place, and they were playing football. And it made it sound like, listen, I don't know. I know that some guys that went and played in the leagues over there, if they cut you, you had to find your own way home. And if you this, you hear the horror stories, I know a very good friend of mine and a very great athlete, David Pindell, who I think is a great quarterback. He was with me in Albany in 21. He's been in Japan, and he is just tearing it up over there, and he's doing great. I got a phone call from another wealthy businessman the other day, and he's putting a football team in Costa Rica and asked if I wanted to go down. And I said, no, thank you. I'm very happy. But, it's that kind of stuff where football is going to become global here real soon. And they're stretching it by NFL playing in Brazil and London. And, it's going to just keep expanding. And Germany's crazy about football. The GFL is really, really good too. So anyway, yeah, that's it.
I did have another merchandise suggestion.
Okay.
And the suggestion was, speaking of merchandise, how about baby onesies? That's from Samantha Whited. And I think the fact that she's suggesting baby onesies really, I think, should be paid attention to by potential sponsors, showing the entire scope of fandom of the IFL.
Here's the thing. I get that. Very small market. Get it? Very small market. No, it's just, I just don't know how many of those you're going to sell, right? Because at the end of the day, we talked about this earlier. Football is a business too, right? So just because we want doesn't mean
Right.
we'll get, because it's still got to make financial sense to everybody, because we want to be your football team here for the next decade. You know, we don't want to be a in and out deal. So everything has to be prudent. Everyone has to make sense. So you do your part, fans, by buying your season tickets. Businesses, get your sponsorships, make a commercial, do some really cool things. And athletes keep calling us and try to be a part of it. So we always have the best talent in the country here.
I almost think we have to go to overtime with these next two comments. Yeah. Okay.
We don't. No, we don't. Just keep going. Yeah. Just
Okay.
keep going.
Okay. So we're gonna extend forth because we had a great comment from Alexis Rosas saying, Coach Manas, want to thank you and the players for the camp you had. It helped out big time this season for my nephew Robert. He was in the camp with the 10-year-old kids, and he was the one that pushed the sled.
Yeah. Oh, that kid?
Yes.
All right. I need his number. That kid's a
told you we're on the long-term plan.
That kid is a stud. He pushed about a 300-pound sled like it was butter. He just knocked that thing down.
A 10-year-old.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I can see why you want his number.
And athletic, caught every pass and ran fast and did everything. I mean, the kid was a whiz. We're going to do another kids football camp. We're going to do a golf outing, right, Jen? We're going to do that kind of stuff. I want to do a pickleball tournament, too.
Okay.
That's the hottest sport in the United States right now, is pickleball. Oh, yeah. Players will play. Everybody will play. It'll be fun, interactive. I mean, look, how many times can you go bowling? You know what I mean?
Like a lot. Half your team bowls.
Right.
Last year.
Oh, no, the team loves bowling, but I love to do
They're
stuff
not very
like
good at it, though.
pickleball. See, this is why no one likes you.
Okay.
You got the whole team now hating your guys because they all think they belong in the PBA.
Well, yes, they believe.
So what I always do, anytime we go bowling as a team, right? I pull out $100 bill and I put it on the counter. I go, high score gets $100.
There you go.
All of a sudden, these guys,
yeah, they get serious. Yeah. They get serious.
And then it gets ugly. No, I'm just teasing you. But here's the thing: I like stuff like do a pickleball tournament, do a golf outing, do the kids camp, and I want to bring in our charity partners, and I want to bring in sponsors. Listen. It's not about making money. It's just about doing community stuff. There's only so much community stuff that you can do. I mean, I don't want it just to be, oh, it's Fiesta week. That's when we engage. I don't want it to be just because, oh, we've got a game coming up, we engage. We have plenty of opportunities to engage with these people, and they have an opportunity to engage with us. And I think the more stuff we put out there, and the more reason they have to keep coming back. Now, most of our kids come from all over the country. So a lot of this stuff can't happen until the season starts, right? But that's all summer. I mean, you think about it, that's March, April, May, June. That's when you want to do all that stuff. July, right? So we're going to have some nice things planned this year and more into the community at large. The other thing is anybody who works in healthcare here, everywhere I've ever been, I've worked with the Children's Hospital. Please reach out to me. I want to start with an initiative on a Children's Hospital basis, and if not with the team, with me personally, and getting involved in that again. And I just don't have the resources to find out who I need to talk to. So if someone knows, drop me a line. I want to get going with that.
Well, that small market you were referring to
here we go.
Has kind of blown up here.
Oh, God.
Weston has said, well, the merch guy will have a newborn in March, right before the season starts. Can't
But no
not
one
put him in
cares.
Gunslinger. Okay, but wait, there's more. Jordan Steubing says, April already wants one more. I'm not trying to encourage it. And Samantha Whitehead, who got us all started, says, Weston, Colton, let's do it. I'm so excited. Okay.
I mean, okay, so you got two onesies sold.
3. We got 3.
Okay, we got 3.
Yeah, we'll have 3.
I'll sponsor them. Go ahead. Make 3. We'll put them on put them on my card. Yeah. No, I
need a 4th. Put it up for auction as a test
think
market.
the cool things you do for the little guys is you do the little boonie hats. You do the, you can do the onesies. You can do the small T-shirts. That kind of.
Oh, you're talking about the bucket hats.
Yeah, they're called boonie hats.
Boonie hats? Okay.
Well, no, you're talking about a military bucket
Right.
hat. No, I'm talking about they're more beach boonie.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. It's the same hat. except you guys have points on yours, and they don't. You have the creases.
Yeah, well,
crust top, and
add
most
those
of these
in.
are soft shell. So, no, trust me, I got a bunch of those. But what I'm saying is that little things like that too, and the odd stuff is great until Don walks in the merchandising room and there's stacks of them sitting there.
Right, it's got to sell.
It's got to be something that not only appeals to you, but it appeals to everybody, like the long sleeve tees, like the hoodies. That's a broader market. The nice thing about hoodies is you don't have to make a male version and a female version.
Right.
You just make
it's uni.
Yeah, you just make sweatshirts, right? So, yeah. But now that Weston's having a baby, we got to do onesies.
Yep,
I got it.
It's all about God, family, football.
I know.
And now we're getting more family.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's talk a little football next.
Jordan says gunslinger pacifiers would be great.
Yeah.
Fits
Okay.
all sizes. I think that pretty much has jumped the shark. Can we
Yeah.
call it a game after that one?
Yeah.
All right.
See, they're all doing that from their couch.
Yes.
And they're in their shorts and they're home. I got an hour drive yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Let's go.
All right. That'll do it for the fourth quarter. We'll be back for the wrap up in just a moment. You're watching Branded live from Outback Steakhouse, presented by Southwest Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, and a whole bunch of other people. We'll be right back.
It's the high school football season, the most exciting time of the year.
That's right, Greg. And John Wayne Service Company is in on the action with Texas Sports Productions.
Watch and listen to the hundreds of games this season on the all-new TSP app. And vote for the John Wayne Player of the Game during the games and the John Wayne Player of the Week beginning on Sundays during the season.
Go to johnwayne.com to vote and be automatically entered to win a $10,000 home makeover.
Get in the game today with TSP
and John Wayne Service Company.
Hey, San Antonio, are you tired of the same old chain pizza that tastes like cardboard? I thought we were done eating paper in school. Maybe not. It's up to you. At Matanga's, we bring you flavors that are authentically Texan. We're talking about fresh dough that we made in store every single day. We're talking about cheese that's shredded in store for that authentic cheese flavor. We're talking about brisket because this is Texas, y'all. We're talking about our Texas roll. Can't get those anywhere else. We're talking about Texas ranch because when you put jalapenos and ranch together and you dip it in with pizza, just drink it. Lastly, we got a pothole pizza because we had to name a pizza after our roads. You know what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see you soon. Find a Matanga's near you.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
And this will wrap up our first live show. That was back in July. We last appeared live in your living room, and here from the De Zavala location of Outback Steakhouse. This will wrap up our.
What are you talking about? July.
Well, we
just did a show.
No, but I mean live. I mean actually at a location. We were doing the home edition for a while, and now
well, we're still live.
Yes. Well, yes, truly live from a place
Okay.
where people could show up and make funny comments
Folks,
and
I
make faces at
apologize
us.
for this show.
Yeah.
From the
Make
bottom.
sure you have liked and subscribed before you go. We'll be next on the air October 2nd. And now it's time for our coaches. Good night.
Before we do that,
Yeah.
Once again, I want to thank South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital for sponsoring
Yes.
the show Branded.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
We want to again thank the people at Outback for all that they do. Jen,
Sir?
3 locations of the Outback here in town.
Yes, sir.
And-
Days of all is your sponsor.
And this one is our core sponsor,
De Zavala. Yep.
De Zavala, here. And
Rob is next door.
we can't thank you enough. When I got here, it's a bit of a drive for me, and I said, "This is where they bring lunch from?" And they, yeah, and I went, "Wow, that's pretty incredible."
And Carrabba's as well.
Yeah,
next
Carrabba's,
door.
right? But the big thing is, like I said, thanks for having us out.
Yes,
we hope we'll be back again, and you know, the next location to be determined. I'm hoping it's in my driveway.
You're a restaurant owner.
Yeah, right. I'll barbecue. I don't care. Someone said, yeah, if I was a restaurant, we'd be at my place. No.
Well, you have family experience with that, and
Yeah.
that could be a thing.
No.
That could be a thing.
All right. Let me say goodnight to my grandbabies.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. Well, listen, Eli, Liliana, and Mila, it's time to go to bed. Miss Susan, I love you. Love you all. And God bless everybody. Bye now.
This has been Branded for September 18th, 2024. And as always, keep your guns up. Good night, everybody.